Namaskaram to one and all. Welcome you all to the Voice of Violin workshop. Um, I am Arunachala Karthik. So today we will be covering Swarakalpana in the Ragam Hamsatvani at Samam Yadam in the Kriti Vatapi Ganapatim at the line Pranava Swaroopa Vakratundam. So as you have seen the structure of this workshop, first item we are covering is in the Samam. That is, Yadam and Samam are both same. What is Yadam and what is Samam? So first let us clarify that. Samam is any starting point of any talam is called Samam. It could be Adi talam, Ottakalai, Rettakalai, Mishra Chapu, Kanta Chapu, whatever it is. Starting point of the talam is called as Samam. For example, this is Samam for Adi talam. So the first beat, this is Samam. Whereas in Mishra Chapu it will be this is Samam. That is Samam. Whereas what is Yadam? Yadam is the starting point of the Sahityam in that Kriti. He is called as Yadam actually. So for example, if you take a Kriti like Ambavani, so Ambavani Nanno. So the Kriti starts after 3. 1, 2, 3. Ambavani. So that is after 1.5 beats, the Kriti will start. So till that the talam will go. Samam will start, the first beat also will go, but in the first beat, half of the first beat will be the starting of the Sahityam. So that is called as Yadam actually. So for example, in Pranava Swaroopa, Pranava Swaroopa, Swaroopa Yadam is here. Swaroopa Vakratundam, Vakratundam Yadam is here. Vakratundam. So when you put Swarakalpana for Yadam, that is what it means. So when you put Swarakalpana for Yadam, which is Samam, which is the case of Pranava Swaroopa, that is what we are going to do today in the workshop. Outside one Yadam, we are not covering in the current scope of the workshop. We are covering only one Yadam for Swarakalpana. But whereas the traditional practice is to put Swaram in 2-3 places. 3 places I have seen very good Vidwans or Vidushis put Swaram in 3 places, 3 Yadams, that's what we call it. For example, Pranava Swaroopa Vakratundam Swaroopa Vakratundam Vakratundam. These are the 3 Yadams available in this Kriti, in this Sahityam itself. So as I mentioned, all these 3 Yadams we can use for putting Swarakalpana simultaneously as well as separately, as well as like 2 at a time. All those combinations are still possible. Usually it is done 3 at a time, so that it's intellectually very satisfying for the artist, and artist can reach that level of his complete potential by doing so. Again, that is beyond the scope of this workshop. In all the Kritis which we are going to cover only one Yadam. Because it's a beginner's workshop, we are not trying to do anything extraordinarily brilliant here. Just trying to learn what is Manodharma at the basic level, and try to cover the different aspects of Manodharma which we have been doing so far in the workshop. Okay, so again let us start the Pranava Swaroopa line. So I am going to use a metronome app which is called as Jalra app. It is an electronic mridangam which is very nice to use for traditional practice also, even for concert also. In times when there are no mridangist, I have used this Jalra app. It's very fantastic. It's a free app. Please start using it if you think that you need help in talam, and it gives a very saukyam to the talam because it's very constant, and it is very comfortable to play violin on, because we don't have a talam reference with our hands. So I am using count as 8, style is basic 4, and 140 beats per minute as per the Jalra app, but it is actually 70 beats per minute as I have already explained. Pitch is D sharp. Let us begin now. So this is the Pranava Swaroopa line. Let us start the Swarakalpana segment with a small process. Actually, what my gurus have taught me is that you should always start a Swarakalpana with the odd number. So it would be 3 or 5 or 7. That is what I have learned from my gurus, all legendary gurus, Guru Sri C.N. Chandrasekhar sir, Sri MSG, Sri L. Nagaraj sir, even Srimati Mangalam Shankar ma'am. All these gurus have taught that you have to start with an odd number swara, whether it is first speed or second speed. So right now we are going to start with the first speed, then follow it up with the second speed, and probably a few tisram we can try at the beginner level. But we are not going to cover a very complicated Kanaku patterns here in this workshop. Again, that will be the outside the scope of this workshop, because complicated Kanakas will itself be a separate workshop. It can't be covered under beginners Swarakalpana workshop. Beginners will learn basic core wise like 32, like half avartana core way, 2 avartana core way, like that. Small some basic core ways will be taught in this workshop, which I will play and show. Also, importance is on the emotional content. This I want to keep reiterating again and again. Probably you will find it again and again, over and over in this workshop, that emotional content is very important for Swarakalpana and Neraval also. Alapana, definitely yes, it has to be there. There is no other option. Whereas in Swarakalpana and Neraval also, the emotional content has to be there, because of the talam, we start treating Swarakalpana as an intellectual element alone, which is a kind of a bad practice. If you listen to legends, there will be so much of emotional content in the Swarakalpana as well as in Neraval. This is what we have to learn a lot from the legends who have ruled the Carnatic field for years and years. And so the right balance of intellectualism and emotional content gives us the very good taste of a Neraval and Swarakalpana. That's what we are going to try to do in the Swarakalpana section today. So let us start the Swarakalpana with the odd number swara. Pranava Swaroopa Gapani Pranava Swaroopa Sari Gapani Pranava Swaroopa. So basically we started with 3 Gapani, then Sari Gapani 5. So both had an ending swara as Ni. Why the ending swara has to be Ni is because the starting swara of the Sahityam is Sa, Sajja, which we already saw in the Neraval section. So the ending swaram of the Swarakalpana has to be in accordance with the starting point of the Sahityam. For example, it can be Ni and Re. Ni and Re are default very appropriate ending points, because next to Ni and Re will be Sa, obviously Sa. And we just put those Swarakalpanas which had Ni as an ending point, and it was very apt. And we will try a few with re also, for example. Pranava Swaroopa Gapani Sari Pranava Swaroopa Gapani Kiri Pranava Swaroopa. So these are the some swarams ending in re. There can be some swaram ending in ga also, like ga also, for example, Pranava Swaroopa Gapani Riga Pranava Swaroopa Gari Pakari Pranava Swaroopa. Let me play all those now in the violin, like then the 7/7 we can say Pranava Swaroopa Niriga Paniriga Pranava Swaroopa Gari Sani Paniri Pranava Swaroopa. Let us play all of this in the violin. These are the first beat swarams in the single avartana. That is, within one avartana the sahityam and swaram will complete. So these are single avartana swaras, which let me play a few of them in violin. I put a few swarams in 5, 3, then 7, like that. I just put the patterns. You can arrive at your own patterns with the rules which I mentioned. Ni, Ri or Ga. Ga sounds nice because Ni, Ri, Ga, Prana. That's a very valid Sangati in Hamsadhvani. So you have to take the ragam into account and play that, play the Swarakalpanas. Then let us go to the 2 avartana swaras. Like I said, Swarakalpana is an emotional content also, not only a intellectual element. So let me try a Swarakalpana in 2 avartanas. Pranava Swaroopa Gapa Gari Gapa Rini Gani Gapa Risa Riga Pani Pranava Swaroopa Riga Pani Sani Pani Riga Ri Sani Paga Pati Pranava Swaroopa. like this. Like this I put 2 avartanas, 3 avartanas. Like this you can arrive at your own pattern with the following the rules, like finishing with ni and re, ni or re or ga, even pa you can finish. Pranava ni sa re ga pa Pranava Swaroopa, like that. Then after finishing the first beat we can even do a chorway and launch the second speed. It can be a slightly combination of first speed and second speed chorway. For example, like this. Pranava Swaroopa ga pa ni ri ga pa ga ri sa ni ri pa ga ri sa ni ga ri ga pa ni ri pa ni sa ri sa ni pa ga pa ni sa ni pa ga sa ni pa ga di ga pa ni ga ri ni pa ga ri ni pa ga di sa di ga pa ni Pranava Swaroopa like that small chorway. It will be nice to end the first beat and go to the second beat. Maybe the details of the chorway I'll put in the notations. Just understand it is 3 5s, 3 10s in between with the 1 matra extra for the 2 of the 10s. So it becomes 3 into 10, 30 plus 2, 32. 32 is covering 1 avartana. So each beat has 4 matras, so 8 beats are there. 8 into 4 is 32. That's how we get the full avartana completed in the chorway, by the chorway. So let us play the second speed now. Again we follow the rule of odd numbers. Basically that's what the legends have sung and all my gurus have taught. Pranava Swaroopa Sari ga pa ni Pranava Swaroopa ga pa ni Pranava Swaroopa ga pa ni sa ni pa ga pa ni Pranava Swaroopa ga pa ni pa ga pa ni Pranava Swaroopa, like that. We should start putting the swaras, simple ones we should put. Let me play a few of them in the violin. So like that, a few swarams in the second speed in the within the 1 hour term will be a good point to start. Then then you can do probably a few second speed 2 avartanas with emotions. You should play. We should not play with some just random calculations. Let us play a few ones with a bit of emotion. Like a few ones, like a small short ones, like within 2 hours will be nice. With the emotional content we should play. How we should play it is, it can't be taught. Arrive at small patterns and try to fill some emotion into it. And many people have said that using a varnam can be a good option to select some patterns and build on those patterns, which you can do, but initially that is okay, but you have to start developing your own patterns in that raga. So form the different patterns which give you a little bit of emotional sense to it, and then join them together into a tala based structure and make it align with talam. So any talam based exercise has to align with talam. That is one good idea to do always. Like instead of playing just offbeat all the time, that's Sarvalagu, which is what we call as Sarvalagu. Sarvalagu is always nice to the ear, and it's always very good practice for Swarakalpana. So for example, all my gurus like they preach the importance of Sarvalagu in Swarakalpana mainly, and then Kanaka will come next. This is the rule we have to understand from our masters and legends, how much importance they gave to Sarvalagu. Kanaka will come. It's a calculative, intellectual exercise, which is also important nowadays because we need variety in everything. So Kanaka will be there. Obviously Kanaka will be there. So let us understand Sarvalagu first. So anything which is aligned with the completely with the talam and like comes in the multiples of 4 is Sarvalagu. So for example, Pranava Swaroopa Gani Papa Gagari Pagadi Nidi Pagadi Nidi Ni Pagadi Sani Pari Sani Pani Vigadi Sani Pani Pagadi Sasadiga Pani Pranava Swaroopa. So there were no calculations in these two swarams, but everything was aligned with the talam, and it was almost like 4/4/4 swarams. And whenever the talam started, the swaram also started, and whenever the half talam started, that time also swaram started. Even though in between there could be multiple patterns. So those are the Sarvalagu swarams which you have to try, attempt, and align ourselves with talam, and mainly that's a very good practice. Gives a lot of saukyam to our playing and gives a lot of stability to the Swarakalpana. So that's why Sarvalagu is so it's the soul of the Swarakalpana. It could be any talam. Adi Talam is the simplest one. Putting Sarvalagu is the very easiest in the Adi Talam. Even Mr. Chapu has his own Sarvalagu, and even all different talams have their Sarvalagu. So we should try Sarvalagu in all the talams and ensure that we master it first before we go into other higher intellectual calculative exercises. Okay. Then let us try some large mini avartana Swarakalpana, like for example Ni. I can do a korappu in Ni. Probably the scope of this song alone we cannot do a korappu because it's a beginner song, and it's also probably the first song in the concert because it's Vatapi Ganapatim. So there won't be much korappu in this, probably not much, unless it's the main song. Korappu is not sung, so we'll play a small korappu type Swarakalpana, but it's not actually a korappu. Let us attempt that. Standard chord here. Notations of this simple chord will be provided in the class. Also, it will be available in the class for discussion. So we finished with the Chatusra Swarams with a small korve, with a korappu type Swarakalpana, but actually not korappu, which will keep it, preserve it for a main song of this workshop, which we'll come to know soon. Then we played a final korve, which is a very simple standard korve. I will explain it in the notations. After doing all this, we can do a small tisram. Again, without Kanaka. Kanaka is not in the scope of this workshop. So let us play a few tisram. These are a few tisram kanakas, tisram swarams in the fast speed tisrams. A slow speed tisram is not so needed, but if you think you can put a Swarakalpana. Pranava Swaroopa Satigapani Nisani Pagapani Pranava Swaroopa Nisarigapani Sarigari Pani Pranava Swaroopa Kari Sani Pagapa Niriga Pranava Kari Sani Parisani Pagasari Sarigapani Pranava Swaroopa Nisarigapa Sarigapani Pagapani Sarigapani Sarigapani Pranava Swaroopa. Even some calculative patterns also will come automatically, but we have to restrict ourselves to Sarvalagu first and then go into calculations. I hope I covered most of the topics in the Swarakalpana section. Mainly Sarvalagu is a very important thing. Even in first speed we can put a few swarams which are very aligned with the talam and also having a lot of emotion. So this is what, whenever we go into emotional Swarakalpana, we should always align with the talam. It's always a good idea, because otherwise we lose track of talam and then we don't know exactly where to make the alignment. So we should always have a ear for the talam. That's why Mridangist helps us so much in the alignment. Or we use a metronome for the same to help us to align with the talam every now and then. It's a very important practice. So I hope again the voice of violin Swarakalpana lecture was useful. I have given a few pointers or rules which have to be followed for Swarakalpana, which I think is a very traditional approach. If you follow those rules, so please follow those and give the best of Swarakalpana. You can create your own Swarakalpana. It's not a very fixed thing. I have just given the rules of patterns. You can add your own swarams and make your own Swarakalpana, because it's after all Manodharma. Manodharma is like each one has their individuality, their own creativity. So my Manodharma is what at this moment what I recorded. But if I record one more video, it's going to be totally different. That is what is Manodharma. That's what we should understand. And thanks for watching and hope it was useful. Namaskaram.